One. We're talking Pirate baseball. Cliff Godwin joins Stephen Igo and myself here as we take a peek into the goings-on in ECU baseball and get Coach's perspective. A single game for Coach G on this Monday. No Coach's show. ECU having their awards banquet for athletics tonight. And Coach Godwin is with us here. Coach, really nice week against some pretty quality opposition, and it all started at NC State. So we'll get into all of that. Congratulations, though, on the 3-1 week that was.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I thought our guys did a really good job. 4 games on the road, obviously, is not easy to navigate, especially playing a rivalry game at NC State on Tuesday and then flipping around and going down to FAU, which FAU hadn't lost weekend series at home all year. And, of course, one of our best players not able to play. So being able to do that, I thought that was awesome.
Going back to Tuesday and that top 20 matchup and a couple of things. We could start by talking about Aaron Groller's performance. What an outing for him. And it seemed like you felt pretty good about letting him at least get through 3 with the way he was pitching. He was so efficient. And was so economical in what he was doing. But what impressed me is just how locked in and aggressive he was.
Well, really, we wanted him to go out there and close out the first inning. We've said this a few times on your show, but, that's got to be the mentality when we're playing some of these games is just go out there and close out the first inning and then just pass the ball to the next guy. And I thought our guys did a really good job of that on Tuesday. I'm in NC State, but Groller gave us 3, and of course we ran it back out for the 4th, and I think it was a leadoff walk or HBP or whatever it was, and then turned it over to I think Danny Beal, and just kept passing the ball, and I thought our guys did a really good job.
One of, to me at least, one of the better performances up and down the lineup at the plate. It just seemed like the Pirates were very aggressive in their approach on Tuesday at State.
I thought our guys just were really dialed in. It was about us going into Raleigh and trying to do something that ECU baseball hadn't done since 2009, which we haven't played them every year since 2009, but still it's been a lot of opportunities to go there and win a baseball game, and we haven't done it. So I just was excited the way our guys were engaged. They have a ton of purpose and focus and intent. The energy was awesome. And I thought our guys just played well, which is great to see.
Danny Beal ended up getting the win, and Danny seems to be heating up. I know Saturday things got a little rocky for him, but by and large, Danny Beal is seeming to peak at the right time and just seems to have the right mentality and temperament to be able to take the ball as many times as you need him to in a week.
Yeah, Danny's been great. Saturday was a blip on the radar. Him and I talked after Saturday's game, and, of course, he felt terrible. But at the end of the day, it's one baseball game. It's not 1 year. It's not your career. So you've got to have a short memory when you play this game, especially when, Danny, Shink, whoever it is, maybe closing out games, you got to have a short memory when it doesn't go right.
Absolutely.
Coach, Friday nights, Trey Savage, again, just an awesome performance. And the development of his splitter, Coach, how crucial has that been to just, definitely work? He works against righties and lefties, but it almost seems like when he throws it well, they have no shot against it.
Yeah, I thought Trey was really special on Friday. You guys could see on TV or whatever, but I'm telling you, man, you had to throw the ball over the white. The guy, the umpire, not that it was a bad thing, but you really had a big league strike zone, and Trey was magnificent. He was just as good in the 7th as he was in the 1st. And, I told AK, and, they didn't have the velocities up on the board. I was like, I don't know how hard his last fastball was, but it was hard. The eye test said it was hard. That's Trey's mentality. He, of course, his freshman year was kind of the adrenaline junkie, but, man, when he gets to the end of his rope, he goes and gets it, and he goes and finishes it out. And, that 7th inning was crucial for him to go out there and get, because we squandered some runs out there offensively in the 7th and 8th, I think, and then Shinkman was able to close it out in the 8th and 9th. But Trey was special, and Shink obviously was special all week.
Coach, you look at the weekend. I mean, obviously losing in tough fashion Saturday. FAU has momentum, going into Sunday. But just the resiliency of your team. You get down 3-0 early in that game, and on Saturday there were times y'all struggled obviously getting runs in from third, less than 2 outs, which I know you are really good at. And I thought Colby Wallace had a big hit to kind of open the door a little bit. What do you think of your team's resiliency, ability to bounce back on Sunday to take the series?
I like to say that they surprise me each and every day. When things don't look like it's going well. I mean, Norby actually pitched good. We just made 2 errors behind him, and of course they put up a crooked number. And FAU's feeling good about themselves because they got all the momentum. They won the day before on a walk off. So, but I thought Joey Barini was a spark plug, man. Our guys were having a tough time getting to that left-hander's fastball, and Shaq rocketed a double, down the right field line. Then Bristol Carter hits a single, and then he ends up on second because of an error. And then Dixon, gets him, to third base. I just thought we started putting some at-bats together. And then the next inning, we just kept rolling. And, they brought in one of their best relievers. I forget the guy's name, but a right-hander. His ERA was low, and he didn't record an out because our guys were just dialed in and just hitting line drives all over the field and putting pressure on their pitcher and their defense. So I was super pumped for our guys because, when you have one of your best offensive players, Jacob Starling, he's not just a great offensive player, but he's a leader on our team too. And him being out and, Colby having to go in there and play third, and Dixon having to move to second. And I just thought those guys played great this weekend and never missed a beat.
Wyatt Lun Forman, Coach, you touched on him earlier, but 3 innings yesterday, and I think 9 appearances in a row. He's gone multiple innings and obviously pitched extremely well. Just his ability to come in almost in any situation and deliver, pitch out of a jam, go multiple innings. What is he, doing that's so effective? What does he mean to your back end of the bullpen?
I mean, obviously he's got good stuff, man. I mean, his slider's real, and then he's, mixing in his fastball, and he's throwing a changeup every once in a while as well to lefties. But it's his mentality. I mean, when the guy comes in, he's out there, he's aggressive for the most part in the strike zone with really good stuff, and he's extremely competitive. And, he's our guy when we need to get out of a jam. I mean, he's the guy that we go to. And, of course, that wasn't the plan for him to go that long yesterday, but he was like, Coach, I feel great. And we needed him yesterday, I can tell you that, because it was getting hairy. And for him to be able to come into that bases-loaded jam and only giving up 2 runs and then pitching the 8th and 9th and even pitching around an error in the 9th, special stuff.
Cliff Godwin joined Stephen Igo and myself as we talk Pirate baseball, ECU, with the series win in Boca Raton over Florida Atlantic over the weekend. Pirates will play 5 games this week, including the Charlotte series, first ever matchup in the American between the two. That is going to be happening this weekend at Clark LeClaire Stadium during the Pigskin weekend. So it'll be a festive weekend, as it always is. Weather is looking really nice for the days that the Pirates are scheduled to play, and that's always a good thing. Cliff, Dixon Williams, how do you think he is playing at this point? It seems like, whether it's making some spectacular plays in the field, third, second, wherever he is, at the plate, starting to see some results, it seems like he's more comfortable.
Yeah, he's just playing with more confidence. I mean, that's one thing that you can imagine, guys from Greenville, North Carolina. He wants to play well for East Carolina University. I mean, it's his hometown. And I think at times people from Greenville, when they play here, it might be harder for them, like a Bryant Packard or Davis Kirkpatrick, just because they grew up here and everybody knows who they are. But I was super happy for him on Tuesday, the way he played at NC State in a hostile environment with all the media stuff that you guys put out there going into the game and stuff. And, of course, he drives in the first 2 runs. He makes a Sports Center top 10 play out in left field that would have been a big momentum swing for NC State because they had a runner at second base at the time, no outs. That ball falls in, run scores. Probably another guy at second base, and he makes that catch, and they don't score a run. So Dixon's been great. He moved over to second base because of Starling's injury this weekend. Never missed a beat. Swung the bat well this weekend, and just is playing with a lot more confidence, which is great to see.
With Starling, what are you thinking his week will look like potentially?
Oh man, I would say best case scenario Friday. That's what we're keeping our fingers crossed with. It's a oblique injury, which those are tricky. Obviously, swinging a bat and running, all that happens in your core. So he did it on a check swing at NC State on Tuesday night, and probably nobody knew it, but he couldn't play defense in the ninth inning. That's why he came out of the game. It wasn't me just getting him off his feet. He was like, "Coach, I can't play defense." So we got him out of the game, and of course, it was a tough weekend for him. He's from Florida. His mom, sister, ton of family down there, and
Right.
I felt terrible for him, but I just kept loving on him and saying, "Hey, man, like we need you at the end of the season more than we need you this weekend, and I know you want to play, but we're going to get him healthy so he'll be ready to go down the stretch run."
Colby Wallace inserted into the lineup in the FAU series and playing third, where it seems like he's got an opportunity to kind of be the guy in the future there. But he drives in a run each day, gets a hit. And in the vein of Dixon Williams, just kind of the update on Wallace, who has a tremendous head of hair, but also, as a freshman, that's the other thing that's never easy, is come into the program and be someone that does contribute meaningfully as a freshman.
Yeah, Colby's kind of a throwback, though. I mean, he is a guy that obviously looks physically older than a freshman, as you guys would say. But he doesn't say a whole lot at practice. We would like for him to talk a little bit more, but he just shows up and goes to work. And, coaches appreciate that. His teammates appreciate that. He's gotten a lot better since the day he stepped foot on campus. And a lot of credit goes to Jeff Palumbo working with him defensively. Also, Coach Lartigue and Bryant Packard working with him offensively. He has gotten head and shoulders better than when the day he first got here, but he's willing to work. He does have a competitive edge to him. It's a quiet competitiveness, but he never seems like the moment's too big. And a lot of times freshmen do make the moment too big, especially this day and age, because there's a lot older players out there because of the portal and stuff.
I was going to ask you about Coach Colby's his arm strength at third. Obviously, you can just tell he's able to make a ton of big-time throws. How far has he come defensively, just in terms of his glove work, his range? Because obviously with that arm, it seems like he can be a pretty special defender in time.
Yeah, no question. I mean, I think early in the fall, just his first step quickness wasn't to the level that we would like to play a high-level third base, but he went over there. He wasn't scared. To be honest with you, we were working him out more at first base early in the preseason in the spring just because – but then in BP, I was like, man, he's moving better. So it's a credit to him. He's put in a lot of work, like I said, with Jeff, and he's just gotten more confident over there. He plays out front with one hand with your glove and secures the baseball, and obviously he's got a big arm, so that helps when you're playing on the left side of the infield.
5-game week, Coach, and obviously that brings a big challenge in itself. How important is it for some other pitchers who maybe haven't thrown in a while to step up this week? Because I assume they're definitely going to get opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys, and we kept harping on it even after last weekend at home at UAB. We didn't use a lot of pitchers. Of course, we kind of used some of the same guys at NC State. But I told them yesterday after the game, hey, some of you guys that have wanted some opportunities is coming. We got 5 games in 5 days, so it'll be good. Those guys have worked hard. We have confidence in those guys, so we need the older guys to continue to encourage those guys that get the opportunities. But we're excited about it, and we just need to have that closer's mentality that we've had in a few games when Trey and Root are not starting. Just go out there and close out innings.
And I was going to ask, too, the toughest part about a 5-game week, Coach, is it just the mental grind? Do you guys even practice at all, or is it more just your focus on the game? And I don't know, do the guys maybe just enjoy playing the games more so than practicing?
Well, I mean, you'll probably be proud of me, but our older players have had more time off this year than they've ever had leading up into this week. Just getting guys off their feet like a JC, a Carter Cunningham, a Starling, a Joey Barini. JC got hit in his hand a couple weeks ago, and he's still not 100% swinging, but so to limit his swings, Joey obviously limits his swings because of his wrist. Riley Johnson hardly ever swings when we're not playing games to keep him healthy. So we have done that, but we're just going to take it one day at a time. Today will be our guys lifting, getting a lot of treatment in with Logan, our athletic trainer, and just getting their bodies fresh. And look, we're home. Just after being on the road for all week, we're super excited about being home. We need Pirate Nation to come out every night, day, support our guys. They're playing great. We don't play perfectly, but this team has a knack of winning even when we don't play our best baseball, which is a great quality, to be honest with you. Yesterday wasn't pretty, but I was super proud of our guys, just the resilience that they showed and the togetherness that they showed just to continue to fight and to be able to win a series on the road.
Coach, out of that pen, who are some guys maybe that are on the come a little bit that you feel like are just there to be able to contribute that we could see this week?
I think Jaden Winter will start a game. I think Corey Costello will start a game. Of course, Di Lorenzo will get out there. Chris Kaler will get out there. Norby will be available, maybe not tomorrow, but Wednesday. So, and then some other guys, maybe Parker Thomas, Eric Ritchie will be out there at some point in time again. Danny Beal will be available tomorrow as well. Shinkman and Jake Hunter will not be available Tuesday, Wednesday. So we'll be giving the ball to somebody else instead of those two guys.
Gotcha. What will be some of the things just on the whole, maybe even offensively, that you'll be looking for this week and as you get ready for Charlotte and as you get through these 5 games?
I ain't getting ready for Charlotte. We're getting ready for Elon. So, and offensively, we just want our guys to continue to keep the chain connected offensively, whatever our plan is, to do that and to put pressure on the opposing pitcher and their defenses.
Coach Godwin, thanks for the time. Always great to catch up with you. Really appreciate it.